Hello, everybody. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Can you hear me? Is the audio working? Uh-oh. Holy moly. Are we having another problem? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody type it in. Can you hear me? I'm not seeing my little... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. YouTube, can you hear me? Just like the Who asked, Tommy, can you hear me? YouTube, can you hear me? Oh, thank goodness. Because on my end, I am not, there's usually like a microphone and like little dots. And it's in like when I'm talking and there's volume, like the dots go like they go crazy. So I know, yes, it's working. And there are no dots right now. And I have like flashbacks and PTSD from last week when like the audio, oh my God, you guys, last week, the audio cut out. No, it didn't cut out. It just didn't work. I didn't set it up right from the start. And then I tried to fix it and then it like killed my camera angle. So I was talking to my camera that's right here, except it was taking the video from my computer, which is right here. And goodness gracious, it was a fiasco. Anyway, thank you to all of my Instagram friends who have come over to YouTube. So as a reminder, I will not be doing Instagram Live in the very near future. It will only be on YouTube Live. So if you are watching this on Instagram, train yourself now, like stop, like cut it off now and head over to YouTube. The link is in my bio. All right, let's jump into this topic. The topic is, why are your clients not rebooking? Why aren't they rebooking? You know, it's funny because the very first, the number one question that people ask me week after week after week is, how do I get new clients? How do I get new clients? And to me, that's only half the equation. Like, yes, it's important to get new clients. However, it is equally, if not more important, to retain clients. If you do your job right, you might only have to actively market and seek out clients once in your career. And then if you can retain them all, done. So I'm more interested in how can I retain clients than how can I get clients. And I will be very honest, in my personal business, I did not have a huge amount of new clients coming in because I had a huge amount of retained clients. And so I didn't have space for new clients. So again, if you do this right, you only have to do this once. Okay, I have some work being done on my house right now. So if you hear like hammering and weird noises, it's just, that's what my life is right now. It's kind of chaos at any given moment. All right, so the 5 reasons clients aren't rebooking. You know what? Instead of telling you the 5 reasons they aren't rebooking, I will tell you the 5 reasons, but I'm going to start with why clients rebook. And I think that might make some sense, and it might help you to reframe this, because I don't want this to be like we're going to point a finger at bad clients and say it's all their fault. Like, no, we aren't victims here. We are all sovereign in creating our businesses and running our businesses like the CEOs that we are. Like, we have to take responsibility. The business that is showing up in front of you is because of what you have done. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Hopefully it's a good thing. So this is your moment to take responsibility, because as long as you are pointing a finger and saying like, oh, well, that client is just terrible, or it's this reason, or it's that reason, you know, when you're like pointing a finger this way, there's 3 fingers that are pointing right back at you. So the buck stops here. Like, you are in charge. And if you're not happy with what's showing up in your business, it's not that it's your fault necessarily. It's the more empowering way to look at that is, I have control over that. I can do something about that. But as long as you are giving your power away to someone else and saying like, oh, it's their fault, if it's that client, or it's this, it's my city, or it's the economy, or it's the recession, well, then you will never have power in your business. And you will always be giving all of your power away to someone or something else. And when you're living in a victim mindset, then you're just at the mercy of everything else and saying like, I have no responsibility here. This is entirely outside my control, which is not true. So why are clients rebooking? Okay, the first reason is the value is there for them. What does that mean? What is value? Value is, it's not price. Value is not price. Value is this measure of what do you get for the price you pay. So just because something is low price does not mean that it is high value. It doesn't mean that you're getting a lot for that price, even if it's low. Now, this was something that a philosophy that I completely understood and employed in my solo career. When I got started, I knew that when something has high value, people are much more likely to rebook. So when I started my practice, I underpriced my facials with the intention of steadily increasing the price as soon as I built a clientele, because I knew my facials were great. Now, they weren't as amazing as they were 10 years into my career, but still starting out, they were pretty great. Were they, when I got started, were they $150 an hour great? No. I mean, maybe some people would have thought so. But when I started, my facial was $50. This was 20 years ago. But when I got started, it was $50. And so when someone came in for my $50 facial and they received the amazing facial that they did, they're like, damn, that facial was only $50. Sign me up for next month. Like, I'm in. So they got, the price was low, and what they got from that was high. The value was high. But had I started with that very same facial and priced it at $150 an hour, which I eventually did, I wouldn't have seen the retention that I did. Because at that price, then people start to think like, well, okay, well, so-and-so down the road charges $150 for this. And like, I got, X, Y, and Z out of it. And this happened to my skin. And like, I don't know. Like, they start doing the comparison thing. But when you can blow people away with your value, they will stay. They will stay. Now, another example of this is my bestie, my Esty bestie, Jane, who I talk about all the time, Peng Jane. You can find her at the Lady Peng, P-E-N-G. We started our businesses right around the same time. We are in the same city, in the same town. She did waxing. She's a Brazilian specialist. I was more of a skin person and then expanded into a day spa, but I also was a really great waxer. And so anyway, when it comes to like pricing, you can either go high price, which means that you need to have very high value, or they need to get a lot for that high price, or you can price lower and then get very fast at what you can do. So speed. So the low, anyway. So Jane, I remember for the longest time, before I like knew her, I was looking at the price of her Brazilians compared to the price of my Brazilians and just being she's beating me. She's like $10 less than me. How is this possible? And like, I knew from, watching review sites and whatnot that she had a very, very, very incredible, lucrative business and was just churning out clients left and right. And I'm thinking like, how is she making that work? Like she's doing it $10 less than me. Well, the difference was I was in a day spa setting where, people are coming in and it's quiet and would you like tea and water? And, they change into anyway, it's a whole production. And on the books, it was 20 minutes. It would be scheduled for 30, but anyway, we have wiggle room. So it was more like 20 to 30. Well, then I come to find out Jane is pumping them out every 15 minutes. So even though the price of her Brazilian was lower than mine, she was making more money per hour on a Brazilian than I was. Because most of the time my Brazilians were snuck in with other services. So it wasn't just a standalone. So we could recoup that income. Anyway, the point is her high value was low price. She had a low price and an incredible result. So yes, of course people were rebooking with her. In my business, it was a higher price, but there was a higher value in that they had the day spa experience. It was like, how you doing? How's the kids? Like, sit down, have a cup of tea. Like, it was more, there's different strokes for different folks, right? So anyway, in both of our situations, the value was there. I think about, I'm thinking about, it was my 40th birthday. This is my last story on the point of the value being there. Okay. It was my 40th birthday. I was we had a vacation just to Santa Cruz. I'm in San Jose. So Santa Cruz is just like a half hour over the hill that way. And I was like, okay, it's my 40th birthday. I'm going to treat myself to a hydrofacial. I've never had one before. Let's do it. Let's see what it's all about. Well, let me tell you, the place that I went to, I swear to you, the person that gave me a facial, I don't even know if she was an esthetician. Let's be honest. It really felt like I got a massage and a facial by the same person. Fantastic massage therapist. And then when she did the facial, I could tell, because I'm a good esthetician, I could tell she really didn't know what she was doing. I've seen enough hydrofacial videos to know, like, this isn't the protocol. And she still charged me for like the platinum, super high-end hydrofacial price, which you guys know was like $375. And so in that situation, even though it was a hydrofacial, did I get the value? Fuck no. Are you kidding me? I was so annoyed. Oh God. Yeah, I still tipped. The whole time I'm like writing down on when I'm signing my receipt, I'm like, I don't want to tip this. Like, this wasn't what I signed up for. But at the same time, like, I know what it's like to be a service provider. And yes, I will tip you. But I never went back. And I would tell anybody that ever asked me, like, hey, I'm thinking about going to this place for hydrofacial. And I'd say, nope, don't do it. You will waste your money. So why do clients rebook? The value is there. The value is there. Okay, I'm going to make one pause. Instagram, what are you doing over there? Like, seriously, you have to head over to YouTube. Like, this is going to go away in a few weeks. I'm not going to be on Instagram. So train yourself now. Thursdays, 9 a.m., go to YouTube Live. There's way too many of you there, and you need to be over there. Anyway. Okay, so the second reason that clients rebook is that the intended outcome or the intended result that they're looking for was achieved. Now, you might think that it's just, oh, they did the waxing service, or they did the facial. But sometimes the intended outcome or result that a client has is like just being with you, or just getting out, or just saying like, yep, I did self-care. Yeah. But anyway, whatever that intended result is, they got, so they can depend on you to deliver what they are looking for. This is the reason that Starbucks did so well. One of the reasons. And if you, and I remember, what's his name? Howard Schultz, talking about this, that what they did and revolutionized in the coffee world is that they could guarantee a product. They could guarantee an end result. I worked in coffee at a very long time ago, before like coffee is what it is today. And let me tell you, depending on what employee you had, what time of day it was, how stoned the person was at the time, the coffee you got would vary wildly, in terms of temperature, in terms of like, we used to make our own chocolate paste for making mochas and stuff. We didn't have a formula. We didn't have anyone telling us, oh, you use this amount and this amount and then put in a tablespoon or whatever. Like, no, it was like a whole bunch of teenagers just like figuring it out. And so like it varied wildly. What Starbucks did is they put parameters, they put boundaries on their products. They trained their employees. So it's like, when you are giving a latte, it is, a shot that has been pulled in this amount of seconds, that is poured in, that's the milk is steamed to this exact temperature, this is the exact amount of foam you put on top of it, X, Y, and Z. So you could go to any single Starbucks anywhere on the planet and get the same exact product. That is outcome certainty. That is what has clients rebook. When you are, I don't particularly love Starbucks, honestly. And so given the opportunity to buy a coffee from a Starbucks or an independent coffee, I will always 100% of the time go independent coffee, except when that independent coffee place looks a little sketchy. Like it looks like it looks like City Espresso where I worked as a teenager, because I'm not sure I'm actually going to get a good result. So in that situation, I'm going to go where I know at least what I'm going to get. It might be a subpar cup of coffee, but at least I know the caliber it's going to be. Because over at this place, like the mom and pop City Espresso kind of place, like it might be terrible. Starbucks is like, but I'd rather have than terrible. So if you can, when your client knows they can depend on a certain result or certain outcome, then they have certainty that they're going to get the value they're looking for. And so they're more likely to say yes. So the psychology of sales is that a confused brain says no, and oh my gosh, the word I was looking for just left my brain. A brain that is sure, that is certain, says yes. So if somebody is not sure that you can dependably give them what they're looking for, they're going to find someone else where they know for a fact that they can. And you know what I'm talking about. Like there are certain estheticians, I know, even some of my friends, where I'm like, I know I could depend on them for a certain type of service, but when it comes to like something else, no. You know, like I know that I have friends that like, yeah, I could absolutely depend on it. Jane, for example, let's use her as an example. I could abso-fucking-lutely depend on her for a waxing, like the best waxing you can ever imagine. Could I depend on her for facial? No. In fact, I do not want her to touch my skin at all. But that's okay. She's not a facialist. She's a waxer. Anyway, it's the certainty that someone is going to get what they're looking for. All right. The third reason that clients rebook is that they're looking for continued care. I mean, we all want to build our businesses and fill our books with monthly regular clients, because that gives us a dependable monthly income. Like that is the goal that we all have, a very predictable, dependable monthly income. However, not every client is looking for that. You know, some clients, it's just the like, oh, I'm going on vacation. So this is the, you know, the 4 weeks out of the year that I will have I will have no bush. And every other week of the year, I am very cool to be, 70s throwing it. That client's not going to rebook. They just want to have, that one treatment, or the client that only does facials right before their wedding, and then they get married and it's like, peace out. I'm going to save that money now. I already got my man, like, or woman, don't need, or them. I don't need to whatever. So not everyone's looking for continued care. But the ones that are, rebook. It is that simple. Okay. And so the last reason that really someone is going to rebook is that they're your soulmate client, and you are their soulmate esthetician. Inside my course, Profit on Purpose, I talk about this concept, your soulmate client. We talk all the time about like, who's your ideal client, or your demographic, or your this, but like, it's when you're a solo esthetician, it's deeper than that. We only need about 100, depending on what you do. It could be 50 to 200 clients to be fully booked and making whatever income you want. I'll say it's 100. I'll take the middle. You only need 100 people in your business to have whatever income you want. That's not a lot. So we're talking about real relationships with real people. It's not just a metric of, oh, it's someone that's, 30 to 37 with brown hair and one kid and, works in this industry. Like, that's part of it. But like, these are real ass people, real people. And when you find that person that you connect with, it's not even just connection. It's like, as an esthetician, I know that you are here to serve people. Being an esthetician means that you are a people person, whether you think you are or not. You can be an introvert and be a people person. That's me. I am one of the hugest introverts you will find, but I'm also one of the hugest people you'll find too. So it's not mutually exclusive. You love people. You want to help people. And I am willing to bet that each and every one of you has a story, a very personal story of how you became an esthetician, or how you knew that aesthetics was the right career for you. Because it's challenging. We're doing very intimate services. No matter what you're doing, whether it's waxing, facials, lashes, whatever, these are intimate services. We are up front and personal in someone's face, in their in their anywhere on their body. People are sharing their insecurities, their vulnerabilities with us. It is a very personal service. And for most of us, self included, there was a very, very poignant and personal reason why you became an esthetician. And I am willing to bet that some aspect of that story, or some aspect of you, is your soulmate client. And again, I say soulmate because there's this sense that when you find that person, and I know you know what I'm talking about, when you have a handful of these clients already in your practice, I'm sure that when you find each other, it's just like, oh my God, I have been looking for you forever. Like, thank God you were finally here. You know, that person that's like, I swear you have been designed by the stars to be my person. So it's going to be some combination of your personality, your history, your goals, and your philosophy inside the treatment room. But again, the point is, when you guys like find each other, like that's it. That's it. You're never going to go away. It's like, these are the clients that even when they move away, like move out of town, they book appointments with you every single time they are back in town to like visit family or do a business deal or, you know, whatever. Your soulmate client. If you need help figuring out who your soulmate client is, join Profit on Purpose. We have a module that is like entirely about figuring this out, because it's so crucial and pivotal in your business. Once you really figure out who your soulmate client is, it makes everything else easier, from figuring out what products to use, to even where the location of your business should be. But it definitely makes marketing so much easier. Like it turns marketing from being this thing of like, I don't know what to do, to like just idea central. I'm like, oh, I could do this or do this or do this. Like, seriously. And so when you join Profit on Purpose, yes, you will have the modules to work on all of that. But what has been really fun lately in office hours, so with Profit on Purpose, you get office hours, which means every week, which is Mondays, 1 p.m. Pacific time, I host a Zoom where anyone can come in and just ask questions and say, Jessica, take a look at my website, or, hey, do I have too many facials on my menu? Take a look at this. But a lot of what we've been doing lately is like trying to help people figure out exactly who their soulmate client is. And it is so stinking fun to like see people week after week. Like one week we like really zero in on who that person is. And then the next week they come back in and say, oh my God, I had this idea of how I could, you know, what I could do for marketing. And I say, that's amazing. And then the next week they come in and say, oh my God, the marketing worked and I'm fully booked. It's like, yes, that's what happens when you like zero in on all of this. You have it like dialed in. Okay. So those are the reasons why clients rebook. So hopefully you are seeing for yourself like, ooh, maybe that's off for me, or maybe this is off for me. Like hopefully the wheels are turning in your head of what might be off and what you might be able to work on. If not, here are 5 reasons why your clients aren't rebooking. I wanted to go positive before I went negative. Maybe that's spiritual bypass. I don't know, but I am a natural born cynic, so I try every chance I can to be an optimist. I'm forcing it. Anyway, so one of the reasons why clients are not rebooking is that the price of your service is too high for the result you are giving. The price is too high for the result you are giving. So it doesn't necessarily mean that your skill isn't there, but it means that for what they're getting, the value is not there. So like I said, if I was charging the day I opened my door of my solo practice, if I was charging, can you hear that? It's getting a little loud in here. Sorry. I literally have workers in the crawl space like under me. So anyway, hopefully it's not too loud. It's a little distracting for me. That's okay. Squirrels everywhere. Yes, if I had charged $150 for my facial when I opened my doors, the value was not there. It took me time to get to that price of $150. And now I can honestly say I would not go back into the treatment room for less than $350 an hour. Why? Because I know I can guarantee the value of that. Now, I am 20 years into my aesthetics career. 20 years. So you can work up to whatever price you want to charge. You can, but you just have to take a very, very, very objective look at like, what are clients actually getting for the price they're paying? And you want to have it be a skew like this. You want them to be getting more than the price. Because when you find these businesses where it's like the price, like it seems like an even trade of like, yeah, that seems reasonable. Like, yeah, that like kind of question mark. And they're like, yeah, that means that person will be so easy to leave you if they can find someone in this situation. So you want to be this person in this situation where your value is much higher than your price. Don't misinterpret that. I'm not saying discount your services. I'm not saying price yourself lower. What I'm actually saying is get better at what you do. I was trying to be nice about it. I know I'm like a tough love mom. I'm a Cancer son, so I am all about mothering and nurturing, but at the same time, I'm kind of a tough love mom. And I know sometimes I can go hard. So I was really trying to hold back from just saying, get better. Like, good God, you guys, if you want to if you want to retain clients, be fucking amazing at what you do. End of story. That is how you build a clientele and retain them. Be so amazing at what you do that clients are like, oh my God, like I can't not have you in my life. Let me pre-book a year in advance so I can always get you. Clients will do that. And some of you are like, oh no, I only open my books like 2 months in advance. Why? Dude, like I loved knowing I could look at my calendar and like a year in advance see like, oh, I'm starting to get booked up around, Christmas time when it's January. Like, who doesn't want that kind of clientele? Who doesn't want that clientele? This is how you build a stable, monthly, dependable income. I'll stop yelling. I'll stop yelling at you. But seriously, just get really good. Get really good. Okay. So another reason why clients are not rebooking is that you just don't vibe. Like you're just not the right fit. Your personality is just like it's not there. I mean, part of that's not your fault. Like it's not. But there are, I think, some like. This sounds so bad. There's some personality neutralizing things that you can do to just sort of be like just like a clearing for people to show up in and for them to show up however they want to be. Because when I look back on it, was every single one of my clients someone I would want to hang out with and be friends with outside of the treatment room? No. But were we friendly inside the treatment room? And was it like a decent time? At minimum, a decent time? Absolutely. And these are some of the skills that that you might want to improve to vibe better with your clients. Now, one of them is, just be friendly. Conversation is a really huge part of what we do. It's just that like friendly banter. And I know who likes to chit chat? Who wants to talk about the weather 50 times over and over again? But let's be honest, it's kind of comforting and it's way better than an awkward silence. So I don't love chit chatting. I'm a go deep or go home. Like I would like talk about like deep childhood traumas and wounds with my clients. Like we go deep, we go deep in the treatment room. But I also like, yes, I will talk about the weather. I will absolutely talk about the weather. Anyway, so what I would do at the beginning of each week is just kind of like mentally rehearse, like, okay, what are my talking points for this week? What are the, fairly benign news items that I can talk about? Like, are there any sports things? Did I see a movie? What like shows am I watching? Am I going on a vacation? Do I have questions for people? Like, that sort of thing. Like, and I'd have kind of like a lineup of stuff that I could talk about so that there was never that awkward, like, what do we do? Because it's just kind of comforting. It's kind of comforting to have someone chat. And so another like communication thing that might be off-putting to people is if you are talking about yourself a lot. Oh, no. This is one that I personally can't stand. Like this one, I will get like, I'm gone, I'm done. Like and it's not just that you talk about yourself, like, especially if you're like complaining about things that are going on in your life. Yeah, like no one wants that. No one, like everyone has their own miserable stuff. They don't want to like be around some like random, you're not a random person, but like someone they see only once a month and have that be this like the esthetician is dumping all of their garbage on you. Like, why would you sign up for that? It's sort of like, would you go to a therapist if the therapist just related everything you said to her and like, oh, you think your mom's bad. Like, oh, my mom, blah, 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 blah. Like, no. When your client is in your treatment room, that your focus needs to be on them. They are paying you. They could take their money anywhere else. And so every time I have a client in my room, a person in my room, my 100% attention is on them. I am going to follow their lead. I'm going to follow their cues. I will work to keep up conversation, but I'm also going to watch out for, does this person want to talk? Like I had a client, Jocelyn, who always smelled amazing. She always wore this really pretty perfume. She was a surgeon and she was just a very calm, even keel, methodical, slow person. The kind of person you'd want to be your surgeon, but she wasn't a talker. Like she was used to being in her head, being in the zone, doing her thing, cutting people open. And like, she didn't really want to chat. So, I'd say the niceties, oh, Jocelyn, you smell so amazing as always. Love that perfume. Job going great. Awesome. How your brows, want to do them the same? All right, let's do it. And then I just do her brows in silence because that's what she wanted. But you have to be open to all of that. Okay. Let me make sure I got all of my things. I love when I write notes to myself and they look like this. What did I write? I don't know. I said, don't talk about I don't know. Well, don't talk about it. What it was, don't talk about it. Oh, it was self. That's what it was. I already made that point. So okay. We can move on. Okay. Third reason why clients are not rebooking. Yes. So you didn't. This is tying back to like why clients rebook. It's because they want continued care. Well, one of the reasons they don't rebook is, well, yes, because they don't want continued care. But there are two other like very, very simple reasons why they're not rebooking, which is you didn't ask them to. I kid you not. It is so simple. When you get in the habit of every single time when you check out a client, when you it's not even an ask. It's more of a like, all right. So, 4 weeks from today would be, this time. Should we get you scheduled for I'm sorry, 4 weeks from today would be this date. I've got the same time as today available. Do you want me to book you now for that? Or would you rather book online? Every single client I checked out, that is what I said. And so I would say 90% of the time, clients were like, yeah, let's do it. Let me snap that up. And then 10% of the time, people are like, yeah, I need to check my calendar, or like, I'll just do it online. And so with that phrase, let me say it again so you can rewrite it and use it. So it looks like 4 weeks from today would be, here, let me pull up my calendar and make this real. It looks like 4 weeks from today would be 1, 2, 3, 4, would be April 27th. So it looks like I still have a 9 a.m. appointment available. Should I book you for then? Or would you rather schedule online? And then silence, like wait for them. That is how you rebook clients, because you're going in with the assumption of like, yeah, you want continued care. Like, yeah, I work with people on an ongoing basis. Like I develop monthly relationships with my clients. I'm not a wham bam, thank you, ma'am kind of esthetician. And so I assume that you want to come back every month because that's what everybody does. But I also give them a little bit of an out. So I'm not like, I don't know, being too forceful. The out is, or do you want to just schedule online? Because not every single person is going to be a monthly repeat client. And not every client is confident enough to tell you no. So you do want to give people a little bit of an out so that you don't end up making an appointment for someone that has no intention of keeping it, that may or may not no show on that appointment. So just have a little bit of an out. Here's what you don't do. I wasn't sure, do you want to rebook for next month? I mean, you don't have to. You could always just like do it later. You know that some of you are doing that. Please stop. You want to engage with your client, assuming that they're going to have the behavior that you want from your clients. Because what you should want from your clients is monthly regular appointments, clients who want continuing care. Are all of your clients going to be monthly regulars? No, of course not. Like that is statistics. But if you aren't trying for it, if all of your habits, practices, and behaviors aren't in effort of attaining and retaining a monthly regular client, then you are going to be at the mercy of whoever shows up. So that is what you want to go forward with. Like, no, you want to be a monthly regular client. Anyway. Okay, so but the other part of that too is that they're not rebooking because you're not doing your job of educating your client why continuing care is necessary. So in the skin world, like if you're a facial person, that starts with a consultation and telling them that, like, look, this is, you're coming in today with these goals. It's going to take time. It's not one facial. It's not one product. Like it's commitment, and giving them a realistic expectation of what that is, but also telling them that maintaining skin health, yeah, that requires monthly facials. And so anyway, it's educating your client from the beginning that this isn't like you come in once and all your problems are solved. Just like, if you're a lasher, you need to be having that conversation with clients, especially if it's their first time, of like, your lashes are going to look so stinking amazing today. Make sure to take a ton of selfies. And then here's what's going to happen. Your eyelashes are hair. And so hair falls out and you're going to lose lashes. And over time, your lash is going to look more and more sparse. And so if you want to keep your lashes looking as amazing as they do right now in this second, then you're going to need to commit to, this amount of time frame of getting refills. And here's, what a refill looks like. And, here's the membership so you can get the best deal possible and premium booking and, whatever. Having a membership really helps when you're trying to advocate for continuing care, monthly visits, monthly appointments. And then if you're a waxer, it's explaining, You know, if this is your very, very, very first waxing appointment, you actually might be a little bit disappointed because hair grows on cycles. And right now, not all of your hair is growing on the same cycle. So, you know, even though I'm waxing you right this second, probably by tonight, you're going to feel some stubble because there was some hair that was just under the surface that, you know, tonight will be breaking through the surface and you're going to feel it. So it's going to take you several months of, you know, monthly appointments for you to get that, you know, month of smooth. Well, let's be honest, it's not an entire month of being smooth, but you know what I mean. You have to explain it. You have to educate your client about what to expect and what it's going to take to get that intended result that they want. And remember, that's why clients rebook, because they're getting the intended result or outcome that they're looking for. All right. This reason why people aren't rebooking. This one is like near and dear to me. It is that you are not accurately describing your services. And so when the client comes in for that service, they're left feeling unfulfilled of like, oh, well, that wasn't what I expected. I've talked about this before. I've gone to an esthetician locally who's great at what she does. Like her skin knowledge is great. But when it comes to like her actual facials, it's not my thing. Like she was so helpful in helping me find products that work for my very sensitive skin. But when it comes to her facial, like not into it at all. Why? Because she's a very clinical esthetician where like you don't change. You just hop onto a bed that has like a paper roll on it and like crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. She doesn't do any massage at all. She like barely does anything. She can still get results because she knows her products. She knows what she's doing. She's a smart girl, but it's not the experience that I look for. I personally look for an experience that is equally relaxing and luxurious as it is like results oriented. And I don't want you to misinterpret this. I am not saying that you cannot build an incredibly lucrative career being like this esthetician I'm talking about. Like, no, not at all. I am not saying that at all. What I'm saying is her website did not explicitly say there is no massage in this facial. This is a very clinical treatment. Had I known what I was going in for, I think I would have had a different expectation. Like I would have gone in just saying like, okay, I'm going to go in. This is clinical. She's going to give me my results and I'll be out. I still wouldn't have rebooked, but I would have, because it's not what I'm ultimately looking for, but I wouldn't have felt unfulfilled by it, because that's how I do feel when I go and get facials from her, which I've done a couple times, which is sort of like, I can't believe I'm paying this much money to just lie here, when it's like I could have walked into this room and done this all to myself. Like I don't even need her to do any of this. You know what I mean? So if you are that clinical person, if you don't have your clients undress, that's not a problem, but you need to convey that somewhere, either on your website, on your booking site, in your social media, like somewhere. It needs to be very clear what kind of services you are providing. Imagine you went to like get a Brazilian wax by someone that has been recommended to you. Is like, oh my God, she's so amazing. It's so fast. It is like, she gets every single hair. It's quick. She's like great to chat with. And then you get there and then you find out that it's like a nail salon with just this like very flimsy, like anyone can look around. Like, I mean, come on. Like, that's kind of like, that's like the same experience. I mean, I know that's so dramatic, but it's the same thing. You know, if someone is coming in for any service and like, and it doesn't match their expectation of what they're coming in for, they're not going to rebook. So again, it's not that you have to bend to every single client's wishes and desires. You just need to accurately portray yourself so that when someone chooses you, they have an accurate expectation of what they're going to get. And so that they can know ahead of time, they could read through and be like, I know she gets great reviews, but like, that's just not my thing. Because you're not meant for everyone. That's the wonderful thing. None of us is meant to be everybody's esthetician. All of us are meant to be somewhere between 50 and 200 people's esthetician. That's it. So you don't have to be everything to everyone. Okay. The one of the other reasons, you're not rebooking is because you haven't attracted your soulmate client. We've already talked about that a lot. I don't think I need to go into much more detail. Like if it's just not the right person, it's not the right person. Like you can't force a square peg into a round hole or a round peg into a square hole. I don't know be square peg into a round hole. Well, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. If it's just not going to fit, it's not going to fit. It's all right. And then just lastly, I said it at the beginning, I'm going to say it again. The reason they're not rebooking is you're not good enough. Sorry, it hurts. I know. Sometimes that's just the long and the short of it. Like your skills are not there. That is not a problem. In that situation, lower your price. Work on your skills. Actively work on your skills. If you want to succeed as a solo esthetician, you have to commit yourself to a career of personal growth and development. It is imperative. You have to get better. You have to continually get better. You have to be good. Now, do you need to be a 10 out of 10 in every single aspect of your business? No. I don't think you even, if you were like 5 out of 10 at everything in your business, you have a good shot. Like you stand a good chance. But the reality is, most people are like below that. And so what I think that you'll find is, let me say it this way. I don't think I'm a 10 out of 10 anywhere in my business. I'm not saying that like hyperbolically. I am not saying that dramatically. I'm saying that accurately. I think there are tons of estheticians that are just as good as me and way better than me. But what I think that I brought to the table is I was above average across the board. So was I above average at product knowledge? Yeah. Did I know everything? No. No. Like there's to this day, there are questions you would ask me. I'd be like, I don't know. Let's figure that out ourselves. Am I above average at massage? Absolutely. I am a massage therapist. Am I the best? No. Oh my God. I can think of like in one, like 10 people right this second that are way better at massage than I am right in this second, but I was above average. Was I above average? Well, maybe I'm a 10 at extractions. I'm really good at extractions. But anyway, my point is, if you're just above, if you're 7s across the board, no problem. No problem. Here's the thing though. If you do have some 10 out of 10s, then it will compensate for like 2 out of 10s. I don't know. This might be getting too abstract. I will stop this train of thought. Oh God, I just looked over at the comments on YouTube and all I could see is Tammy saying inside of Jess's brain. She's seen the insides of my brain. That's a scary place. It's very loud and very fast in there. Anyway, was there anything else I wanted to say on this topic? No, I mean, really, it all boils down to, you got to be really good at what you do. If you want to retain clients, be good. You got to ask for it. You need to educate your clients why rebooking is valuable to them, like why they should want to rebook. And then just dedicate yourself to always improving. Now, another thing in Profit on Purpose that we talk about, and I have you do, is to really accurately and objectively evaluate your skills in like so many different areas. And one thing I tell you is, you might want to like enlist help in this, and not your best friend, not your mom, because they're probably not going to be honest with you. I mean, it might be worth reaching out to another esthetician in your area that you respect and offering to pay them. Say, instead of me coming in for a facial from you, will you come in and get a facial from me and give me a very, very honest evaluation of my skills on, X, Y, and Z areas, you could even give them the worksheets from Profit on Purpose and have them fill it out. That will be more helpful than anything else. I mean, when I would hire people and they would do a practical interview and I didn't end up hiring, I felt it was my obligation as a person who loves to empower women, and I want to see people in general succeeding. I would let them know why I wasn't hiring them, after practical, because it was a skill-based thing at that point, like it just wasn't in their hands. Like I would tell them, like, here, I think you should work on X, Y, and Z. And I think, you absolutely can have a great career, but you need to work on, these things. So you might need to have someone else help you evaluate it. Anyway, so as you can see, I mean, Profit on Purpose is the course that I created, and it is all about helping you create the business of your dreams, one that you love working in, one that clients love coming to, and one that pays you what you want to make. I was going to say what you're worth, but like, it's not even that. It's like, what do you want to make? Like with your business, do you just need like, I don't know, $50,000 a year? Or do you need/want to make $500,000 a year? You can do anything. It's just going to take varying levels of work and commitment, and Profit on Purpose will help you plan out all of that. So currently Profit on Purpose is available. It will not be available for individual purpose next month. So less than a month away. Once the Academy doors open, Profit on Purpose will only be available inside of the Academy. Here's the thing though. Okay. So I haven't talked about the Academy. The Academy is the place for solo estheticians to go and to train up on all of the skills necessary to be an outstanding entrepreneur and solo esthetician. We are solo estheticians, but we need community. We need mentorship. We need people. Like, yeah, it's a solo esthetician business, but you need a team. And so how do you do that? I'm not saying hire a team. I'm saying you need people in your corner. If you've heard that saying, you're only as successful as the 5 people you spend the most time around. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You need people that have done things that you haven't done before, that can show you the way, that can show you anything that you're stuck at. They can show you how to break past that block. That is what the Academy is. The Academy is a place for courses on how to grow and expand and scale your business from experts, business experts, aesthetics industry titans, people that have done it before, that are here to teach you in courses, but also in one-on-one mentorship. It's getting loud in here. So office hours with Profit on Purpose has been outstanding. With the Academy, you're getting office hours with every single course creator. So in a given month, you'll be able to like go to, a financial advisor and ask them specifically, like, am I doing this right? What do I need to do here? Why is this not working in my bookkeeping? You'll be able to talk with a cosmetic chemist and say, like, why am I not getting the results on this one client? Or like, can I use this product with this product together? Whatever. You can talk to someone who has built luxury brands and how to build a like high ticket, high price luxury brand. You'll be oh my God, you guys, like I need to get better at explaining this, because every time I just get stopped at like, oh my God, you guys, this is amazing. Because I get stopped in my feelings where I'm like, I wish I had this. I wish I had this when I was just starting out my business, because frickin' frack, it would have been like the diamond lane, the lightning lane to success, and, 6 figures and multiple 6 figures. So, okay, here's the thing. When you get started with Profit on Purpose, join today. It's $120 a month. It's an incredible value. But the thing is, the only people that will receive a discount on the Academy when it opens on April 24th are members of Profit on Purpose. So the reason I'm doing this is when the Academy opens, Profit on Purpose is already in there. So the point is, do Profit on Purpose now, so that when you get started in the Academy, you can just hit the ground running and you can go off to all the other courses and build yourself up as quickly as possible. So get started with Profit on Purpose. Then next month on April 24th, when the Academy opens, it's going to be $250 a month. But again, you're getting like hours of one-on-one mentorship on top of all of the courses available for that price. Like, how most of these experts, most of these people would be charging you way more than $250 an hour to consult with them. So, okay, again, simmer down, Jessica. I'm so excited about this. It's regularly going to be $250 a month. However, Profit on Purpose members will be able to get it for $200 a month. That's a $50 savings every month, and no one else is getting it. So, seems pretty simple to me. So if you want to join Profit on Purpose, link is in my bio. You can go over there, any of my bios anywhere, and you can find that. All right, I'm ready for questions. If you are on Instagram, you are in the wrong place. If you want to chat or if you have questions, you have to go over to YouTube Live. I'm going to start looking at questions over there. And yeah. Oh gosh, and look at the time. I'm going to have to be done fairly soon. Okay. Tammy says, you look amazing. Oh, you are the best. So much better than last week, huh? Oh my God, last week, you guys, afterwards, when I clicked stop and then I realized, oh my God, my camera didn't work. I was talking the whole time over here, except the camera is like picking it up from here on my computer. Anyway, it was a cluster. All right, Tammy says, I remember when you went and how much you were looking forward to this too. LOL. I don't remember what she's talking about. I'm not used to YouTube, but love seeing you on my TV. That's awesome. Oh, I think I was talking about being an introvert. I'm getting a lot of sames. Yeah, we estheticians, we're introverts. Almost all of us are. Usually it's waxers that are extroverts because they can talk the whole time. But I would say disproportionately, I think estheticians are introverts. That is a highly unscientific opinion. All right. I'm a people, but I'm a quiet hermit at home. Yep, me too. I like a variety of people. And yes, I want to help them all. Yep. Blanca says, office hours helped me change my menu to 3 facials. I come to listen and gain so much information for my business. Blanca's an implementer. She comes for coaching, she receives it, and then she implements it. This is also why Payne Jane, my bestie, Lady Pang, is so successful. She implements immediately. She's my number one coaching client just because we chat every day and I tell her what to do all the time. But any advice I have ever given to her, she implements immediately. And that is why she does really well. Okay. I really like the idea of talk topics. I'd also like to figure out how to have them relax and not talk. That is an excellent point. So whenever I mainly did this with my facial clients, but with all of them, especially when they were brand new, like a new client, you explain the process. So here's the exact what I would say, so since this is your first facial with me, I'm going to briefly explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it, just so you kind of know what's happening. But really, this is your time. So if you would like to chat, I'm happy to chat. But if you would also like to just relax, rest, and take a little nap, I am happy to do that too. So I'm going to follow your lead. I will give you a little cue here or there what I'm doing or putting on your skin, but this is your time to relax. And then just leave it at that. Okay. Oh, now I know what Tammy was talking about. She said, inside Jessica's brain, you should see the notes she gives to me. Oh, it's true. It's true. I wish I could show you. You know that meme? We have this joke. You know that meme of that guy that's at the drawing board? He's like this. And behind him is the board with all the lines and the connections, like the conspiracy theory guy. That is what it is like inside my brain at any given moment. So honestly, these notes, that's pretty tame. That's pretty tame for usually what she gets. Tammy is amazing. Tammy is the best. All right. That's what my notes end up looking like. Yep. Can't help it. Can't help it. All right. What do you recommend for me to attract new clients in my new location? I am the only esthetician in this small town. Well, that's I mean, if it wasn't clear from listening to today's live, like figure out who your soulmate client is, and that'll make it a no-brainer of how you attract new clients. There is no one answer. I can't tell you like, oh, you go on Instagram and you post it this time and say this. Like if it was easy, all of us would be billionaires. It's more about figuring out who you are as an esthetician, who you serve, why you serve them, and how you serve them. And once you know all of that, it's really easy to find them. Like it really is. And I'm not like, if you're going to tell me, oh, my soulmate client is a woman who is 35 to 50, who likes getting facials and respects my time. I kid you not. Like when I ask people in office hours, like, who's your soulmate client? That's what they tell me. I'm like, no. Like, no, it needs to be so specific. It sounds like you're talking about a particular person. It sounds like you're talking about Lisa over there. You know, it's got to be so specific. You're like, wait, is that just one person, or is that like a demographic? Like, it needs to be specific. And the very self-serving, but honestly, the very accurate, true answer to this that I would tell you is join Profit on Purpose. You will figure all of this out. And like, for $120, don't you think that's worth it? Like this is just such a no-brainer. You out of Profit on Purpose, you will figure out exactly how your solo esthetician business operates, like how it makes money, like what's the machinery, the mechanics of your money-making machine. You're going to figure out like who you are, like what is it that you offer, why you're different, how to market, and then how to be in the process of entrepreneurship, which is a constant like trial and error. So you're going to try something and it's either going to work or it's not. And that doesn't mean you stop. Like, it's like, okay, well, you keep doing the things that work, and then you don't do the things that don't work, and you go back to the drawing board and like try something else until you have got your 50 to 200 monthly regular clients and you are making whatever you want to make. You also end up, when you go through Profit on Purpose, spoiler alert, you end up writing yourself a business plan. And the statistic is people who write a business plan are twice as likely to accomplish their goals. So I would be willing to pay $120 to double my chances of hitting my goal. And then you can get into the academy for like the crazy discount. So just saying, no brainer. Okay. Tammy's just asking some questions. Thank you, Tammy. Tammy, if I haven't gotten through all of Pop videos, will they still be available without paying Academy price? So, okay, here's the thing. When you, if you have joined Pop before April 24th, you can stay in just Pop for as long as you want. Like you can stay there, like whatever price you get started with, that's the price that you pay ongoingly until you decide to opt out. You guys, the other thing is you have to cancel before you get charged. We're not, come on now, we're adults. We are adults. If you have gotten charged and then you remember, oh shoot, I forgot to cancel. Can you please, like, just own the fact that you made a mistake? Like that was you. Like your responsibility is to cancel before you are paid. Because you made a mistake, that is I'm going to be really transparent here. When people dispute charges, because I know what happens. I see what happens. Every now and then someone gets charged, like on the 5th. Then on the 6th, they cancel their membership. And then on the 7th, they dispute the charge from the 5th. This is very transparent. We all know what's happening here. And ultimately, I lose money in that. It's not even the you're leaving the membership. I have designed Profit on Purpose and the Academy knowing that there will be people that come in and out all the time. I want that for you. We have priced it to make it possible for you to do that. But when you dispute a charge, I lose money because not only we're giving you your tuition back. That's fine. But I am hit personally with a dispute charge because you made a mistake. Come on. you don't want your clients to treat you like that. Can you please just respect me? Like, it's really simple. When you can't want to cancel your membership, you just cancel before your charge date. It's that simple. Your mistake is not my fault. Tough love. I'm the tough love mom. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. Okay. So back to like my actual point, profit on purpose. Like when you get started, you can stay for as long as you want. You can cancel anytime. And so once the academy doors open, you will not be able to join just profit on purpose. But if you want to just stay in profit on purpose and never join the academy, no problem. You can do that. So that's not a problem. So you'll be in there. And then if you're in profit on purpose and you want to get into the academy, no problem. We'll just convert you right over. Okay. Tammy says, real talk. Amen, sister. All right. I think that is the end of my questions and comments. This was fun today. This was a fun topic. I really enjoyed it. And Rachel's saying, what's the biggest main differences from the both? Profit on Purpose is one course. The Academy is infinite courses. Like we are, right now we are going to be, we have, I'm adding things up in my head, about 8 courses ready to just like, boom, like hit the academy. We're going to drop them out so it's not so overwhelming because we want you to take the courses. You know, and when you take a course, like it takes time, like it can take like a month, 6 weeks to like actually go through and complete a course the way that it needs to be done. So, and then we are in talks with so many people. I am reaching out to just industry experts, and people are reaching out to me that want to have their coursework in here. And we have no intention of like ever stopping adding courses and collaborators and teachers into this. So like, yeah, in the beginning, like it's not going to be like the full coursework, however, or the full offering, the full course catalog, but it's growing. And it, like, think of it kind of like as the Netflix of aesthetics education, coaching, and mentorship. This is why I'm so stinking excited. Like, I can't wait to share it. Can't wait to share it with everyone. Okay. Any more questions? That's a good question, Tori. She says, if I cancel POP for a month, am I locked in at my first pricing, or do I pay the current pricing? Same with the academy. No, like as long as you are active in your membership, that price is locked in. If you cancel, then you are forfeiting that price. So some people got started on day one with Profit on Purpose, and they're only paying $40 a month. If they canceled and then joined today, they'd be paying $120 a month. The same will be true of the Academy. The $250 a month is nothing for what you are going to be getting. And so I can guarantee you $250 is the lowest it will ever be. Think about everything I just told you about how I built my solo practice, how I knew I undervalued my facials, underpriced my facials, and steadily increased price. Now, I'm a firm believer in business that a great predictor of success is looking at what has been successful in the past and repeating it. So read between the lines on that one. And remember, only Profit on Purpose members will get a discount on the monthly price of the Academy. So do yourself a solid. Just go join. Like, goodness gracious. All right. Okay, I think we've done it. I think that's it. Good, because I've got another meeting in 5 minutes, so I better hop off. All right, I love you guys. Thank you. See you next week. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, send me a DM on Instagram. And yeah. Oh, Tammy, you're right. Tammy, thank God you're here. Tammy, okay. You know how I said that's the lowest price it would ever be, $250. That is not true. So when I was looking at how are we going to price the academy, I actually really wanted to have it be a very high ticket price, because you're what you are getting, that is the price. Like the value is here, and even at the high price, it's still down here, like for what you're getting. But then we decided like that isn't doable for a lot of people, and so we just decided to take that big ticket price and divide it by 12, and say like, okay, it's going to take you a minute. Like, look, it's going to take you your entire career to build, to continue to grow and to develop yourself. So, I mean, dedicating yourself to the academy for a year is just a drop in the bucket. We want you to be there for a year. We want you to completely knock out and dominate minimum 8 courses in a year, which you can do for sure in the academy. But we also want to like give you a little price break too, because we know that like we get it. We all have bills. We all have things going on. So after you have been in the academy for a year, you will have a massive price break, like a jaw-dropping price break, because I would much rather you be able to like stick around and continue to take courses as they come out, to continue to ask questions. And so yes, after you have been with us for a year, we absolutely will give you an offer to dramatically reduce the price on that. So thank you, Tammy. Totally forgot about that. Thank you for saying that. You are the best. All right. Now I am only 3 minutes away from my next meeting. I really have to go. I love you guys. See you next week. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.